Hey folks, how are we doing? Mr. Carter here, ready to help you again with Fluency and Skills Practice Lesson 14.2. This one is dividing with estimation and area models. So again, if you didn't put your name on it, go ahead and do that and let's begin. All right, so the directions say, check the student's answer by multiplying the quotient by the divisor and then adding the remainder. If the answer is incorrect, cross out the answer and write the correct quotient, including the remainder. Okay, so basically what it is you have a division problem, and then there's a pretend student who got an answer. So you got to check the answer, and if it's correct, then you don't need to do anything. But if it's incorrect, then you need to divide it to find the actual answer. So if we look at student number 1, they did, what you have to do is they got 637 divided by 4. They got an answer of 149 with a remainder of 1. So to check that, you got to go 149 and multiply it here by the divisor. So 149 times 4, they did that as 596. But now you can't forget this one remainder. So that's why they went plus 1. So the answer, when you checked it, was 597. That does not match our dividend here. Okay, so that means this answer here, 149 divided remainder 1, is wrong. So what they did is they found it by doing the correct answer, by dividing, and then they got this as an answer, 159 with a remainder of 1. Okay, well, I'll walk you through it because there's a lot here. So, you have to do 139 divided by 2. So the pretend student got 69 with a remainder of 1. So again, to check this, you got to take your quotient, 69, and multiply it by the divisor. So I'm going to put that over here. 69 times 2. So, and I'll just use partial products to help me with that. 9 times 2 is 18. 2 times 60 is 120. So 8 plus 0 is 8. 1 plus 2 is 3. 138. But we can't forget this remainder. So we have to add 1. So once you do the multiplying, once you multiply 69 times 2, you have to add the leftover. You have to add the remainder. So 8 plus 1 equals 139. And sure enough, 139 matches. Okay, so that is the correct answer. So we don't need to divide. We checked our work by multiplying, so we're good there. We don't need to multiply. All right, so let's go to the next one. So the next one is 188 divided by 5. So that student got an answer of 38 with a remainder of 2. So again, you got to take your quotient, 38, multiply it by this divisor. So 38 times 5. 8 times, I'm going to do traditional because I'm running out of room. 8 times 5 is 40. Carry the 4. 5 times 3 is 15. Plus 4 is 190. And I mean, if we added the remainder plus 2, we get 192. But I could tell right away that this was the wrong answer because when I multiplied, I got 190. And it should have been 188. Okay. Anyways, so that means we got to go, since they didn't get the right answer, we got to go and divide. So again, I'm going to take my whiteboard and I'm going to do partial quotients again. So this one was 188 divided by 5. Okay, so again, we want to use friendly numbers over here. So numbers that are friendly to multiply by 5, and we want to get down to that 0. We want to slowly subtract. So I like, okay, well, I'm asking myself, I'm looking at this number, and like it's 18. So I'm like, okay, what times 5 gets me really close to 18? So I know that 3 times 5 is 15, but I'm going to add a 0, so I'm going to make it 30. So 30 times 5 is 150. Okay, so that, and now we got to subtract. So 8 take away 0 is 8. 8 take away 5 is 3, so it's 38. Let me fix this 8. 38. Okay, so now, again, asking myself, what times 5 gets me really close to 38? Well, I know that 7 times 5 is 35. So 38 take away 35, that leaves me with 3. Now, we can't make another group with 3. We can't make another group of 5 with only 3 left. So that means we have a remainder. So we didn't hit 0, but again, we can't make another group because we're trying to make groups of 5, right? So now we add up the numbers on the side, or the side thing. 30 plus 7 is 37, but now we have a remainder of 3. So 37 with a remainder of 3. Okay, so I'm going to transfer that over to my paper. So what we're supposed to do, it's kind of getting sloppy here. We were supposed to take this, cross it out, and put the real answer. So the real answer is 37 with a remainder of 3. Okay, I'll just zoom in to show you. So again, you're supposed to cross that out and put the real answer. Okay, so I'm going to stop the video. I'm going to have you kind of do the rest on your own, plug away at it. So again, what you're supposed to do is you're taking the answer and checking it by multiplying. So for this one, I'll get you started. You're supposed to go 57 times 6. Once you get that answer, you got to add the remainder. And then once you add all that, so once you multiply 57 times 6 and then add 3, you should get 344. But if you don't, that means this answer is wrong and you got to do the division. Okay? So I'll stop the video, pause and give these a go, see how it goes. All right. Okay, welcome back. So let's look at this next one. So it's 344 divided by 6. The student got an answer of 57 with a remainder of 3. Okay, so again, we got to check by multiplying. So let me zoom out, grab the whiteboard. So to multiply, so here's our problem up top. 344 divided by 6. And again, the student got an answer of 57 with a remainder of 3. So you got to take, and I did all my multiplication in green, just kind of separate it out. So what you got to do is you got to take, again, your answer, 57, your quotient, and multiply it by your divisor. So 57 times 6. And then, so I did that out. So 57 times 6. So if I did partial products, again, so 6 times 7. So 6 times 7 is 42. And then 6 times 50 is 300. So the answer here is 342. But wait, we can't forget our remainder. Okay, so they got a remainder of 3. So what I did, so again, they got a remainder of 3. So you have to add the remainder. So here's my remainder. So we had 342 plus 3. So that gets us 345. Okay, so that does not match the dividend. Okay, so we got we were supposed to get 344. When we multiplied our two numbers, our quotient and our divisor, and added our remainder, we got 345. So they don't match. So it's not a right answer. So 57 with a remainder of 3 is not correct. So we got to divide it. So I did set up my partial quotients. So we had 344 divided by 6. So I know that, again, 50 is going to get us, times 6 is going to get us really close to the 344, because 50 times 6 is 300. Okay, and then we subtract 344 from 300. That leaves us with 44. So again, ask yourself, what times 6 gets you really close to 44? So I know that 7 times 6 is 42. So that leaves us with 2. Now we can't make another group of 6 because all we have are 2 left. So that's going to be our remainder. So again, we didn't hit 0, but again, we can't make another group of 6. So once we do that, we have to add the numbers on the side, or the side thing. So 50 plus 7 is 57. And again, can't forget the remainder. So remainder 2. And that is our answer. 57, remainder 2. So we're going to transfer that to our paper. So it wasn't 57, remainder 3. 57, remainder 2. That was really close, right? Okay, so the student was really close. They were just off by 1 remainder. So again, the correct answer there is 57, remainder 2. So if we went down through, what you should have seen was that this one, when we did 458 divided by 9, it was not 58 remainder 8. It should have been 50 remainder 8. 222 divided by 7. The answer there is 31 remainder 5. So you didn't have to, that was the correct answer. So you didn't need to do the division there. 692 divided by 8. Again, 85 remainder 4 was not correct. So that's why I crossed it out. And what the correct answer was 86 with the remainder of 4. And the very last one, 479 divided by 3. Again, they got an answer of 169 remainder 2. Not correct, so that's why I crossed it out. It should have been 159 remainder 2. Okay, there was a back to this sheet. Hopefully you noticed that. There's a couple questions. So number 1 was, write a word problem. Let me try to get focused here. That could be solved by one of the problems. So I did the problem that I did on the whiteboard, 344 divided by 6. So I just came up with a story, and so you can come up with your own story. So everyone's going to have a different answer for this, but here's what I came up with. So Bruno has 344 treats. He wants to divide them equally between 6 friends, so that's the 344 divided by 6 friends. How many treats does each friend get? So each friend, when we did that problem out, we wanted to do the answer, each friend would have got 57 treats, and Bruno would have had 2 left over, and knowing Bruno, he would have ate those 2 leftovers. So anyway, so again, come up with your own story. It's up to you. Have fun with that. Number 2, can an answer be incorrect even if it looks reasonable? Explain. Yes. So I wrote yes, and I'm going to explain something. So let's look at, again, that same problem, that 344 divided by 6. The student got 57 with a remainder of 3. That was really close to what the actual answer was. So if I was just look at it, I'd be like, you know what, that's pretty reasonable. But when we checked it, it was off. And the answer was 57 with a remainder of 2. So yes, it is possible, coming back to the question, it is possible for an answer to be incorrect even if it looks reasonable. So that would be my explanation there. So yeah, so you have to be very careful with these types of problems. Okay, so that is it for now. Let me know if you have any questions, or let your teachers know if you have any questions, and have a good day.